Hi vlog. I just got home. I met up with my best friend in Garden Grove to go, well, she was eating like crab or whatever. I just went because I wanted to do something after work today. Therapy got canceled, so she invited me to hang out with her coworker, and now I just got home and I'm feeling pretty sad because of this breakup. So I'm gonna go inside, wash my body, get stuff ready for work tomorrow, and then sit down and talk about my feelings since I couldn't talk to my therapist today. So see you in a second. I'm back, vlog. Let me get comfy. Okay. So, ow, let me get adjusted here. I hope you can hear me because I'm using my phone to vlog. And I don't plan on purchasing like a fancy camera because I'm doing this solely for fun. But yeah, I changed my glasses too. These are my clear glasses. But anyways, like I was saying, I went out with my best friend today, and her coworker, and that was cool to get out of the house for a little bit. I didn't really want to stay home. I was supposed to have therapy today, but it got canceled because my therapist is sick. So I was like, let me find something to do. So I went out with her, and we were gonna go to like a brewery, but I didn't want to go all the way back to Garden Grove and then drive back home to Pico on a Monday. I usually don't go out on the weekdays because I'm old like that. But yeah, I guess just for some background about this breakup, I was with him for 4 years. We lived together for 2 years, and it hurts. It hurts like a motherfucker. Yeah, we broke up. I moved out of the apartment, and I was inconsolable that day that I moved out. I couldn't stop crying, trying to get my room together, put everything together. But I mean, I did. I organized my room, but I mean, that night was just pure heartache, pure sadness, misery. I came back to live with my parents. This place didn't feel like home. It feels like home now. Thankfully, I obviously had time to get used to it. It's been 5 months, but it was hard at first. I wanted to be back in the apartment so bad. Anyways, fast forward like 2 weeks ago, I reached out to my ex, and I basically told him I still had feelings for him. I wanted to mend the relationship, but he did tell me that he was talking to someone else. He said it was the early stages of them talking. So I told him he couldn't talk to her anymore because that just made sense to me. I mean, why would you continue to talk to and date someone when you're trying to fix your relationship with someone else? Like, we were gonna just start as friends and, you know, eventually work our way back to where we used to be. But I don't know. I told him to stop talking to her, and then he's like, why should I stop talking to her? I talk to a lot of people. I'm like, well, because we're trying to get back to where we used to be. And he said, well, we're just friends. And I'm like, yeah, we're just friends, but, you know, with the intention of hopefully getting back together one day. So that was that. That was on a Saturday. I had left to Hawaii the week after we had that talk. And we texted the whole week of Hawaii. Before I left, he's like, okay, we'll try again as friends. He kissed me that night. He hugged me. He was all over me. For a minute there, he was, which was very confusing for me because when he was doing that, he was like, this doesn't mean we're getting back together. And I was like, well, that's confusing. Then why are you doing that? But anyways, I was like, okay, whatever. It was a slip up. It happens. Just don't let it happen again. Yeah, so I leave to Hawaii. We text all week. everything's good. It's normal. I mean, it's as normal as it is for two exes who just started talking again. And then Saturday rolls around, which was the second to the last day. My second to the last day of being in Hawaii. So I don't hear from him all day, and I start getting anxiety. I assume he's with his friends, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, you know. Eventually, you run out of things to talk about with someone when you're texting every day for, you know, a certain amount of hours. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe the conversation just died. He needs a little bit of space. He's hanging out with his friends. It is a Saturday. I know it was his day off, so I was like, okay, whatever. But I started feeling really insecure about this girl. I mean, throughout my Hawaii trip, I thought about her, and I was like, what if he's still talking to her? Because he never told me that he was gonna end it. But I trusted that he would. I trusted that he was gonna do that, so I started getting insecure, and I talked to my friends about it, and it made me feel a little bit better that day, second to the last day in Hawaii. And then Sunday rolls around, still no text from him or anything. And that's the day we left. So we got on the plane. It's a 5-hour flight. Had to turn my phone or put my phone on airplane mode. So when we land back in LAX and I take my phone off of airplane mode, still no message, no nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's sleeping, getting ready for work. Again, I'm like, space. We just started talking again. Trying not to jump to conclusions, but I had a feeling on the inside. So I texted him actually that Sunday, and I told him we landed just to let him know, you know, like, hey, I'm safe. I got back home safe. We also made plans to go to the movies while I was in Hawaii when I came back the week after. So we were texting a little bit on Monday. And then Tuesday rolls around, we're texting on Tuesday too. And then I ask him if we're still going to the movies. And he says to me that he needs to think about it because he feels like he's playing the girl he's already talking to. So I got my answer. I found out he was still talking to her. My intuition, my feeling was right. I didn't want to be right, but I was. The one time I am right. So I gave him an ultimatum on that Tuesday. I texted him and I was like, it's me or her. I can't do this if there's someone else in the picture. That's just too much for my mental health. It's more, I can't handle it. He didn't like that answer very much. I also told him that if this didn't work out with us, that I was gonna walk away for good this time. And again, he didn't like that answer very much. He wrote me this big old long paragraph, and to just shorten it, basically he said that he was so heartbroken when I left, and that he doesn't understand why we can't just be friends, and that I just got comfortable talking to him and telling him how I feel and opening up, and now I want to ghost him again. He said that I gave him no indication, no clue, no nothing that I wanted to get back together. I wanted to repair what we had. Which, you know, he's not wrong. I didn't. Whenever we talked, it was strictly business. I went to the apartment to get my mail, and I texted him for the phone bill, and, you know, he's not wrong. But he also didn't reach out to me. I mean, and I told him that. I said, it's a two-way street. You could have reached out to me. You could have texted me. When you saw me when I went to the apartment, you could have told me something, but I don't know. We both just had different things going on in our head. We just a lot of miscommunication, and then when feelings are involved, it's messy. So anyways, I saw him last Wednesday. He had hickeys on his neck, so that didn't feel too good. I basically told him, yeah, me or her, I can't do this if you're dating someone else. I just don't see how we're ever gonna get back to where we used to be if you're talking to someone else, because wouldn't you just continue to develop feelings for this person? How can we mend what we had when you're dating someone else? It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I do understand where he's coming from a certain perspective. You know, let's reverse the roles. I was the one who was dating someone else, and he reached out to me and he told me that, you know, he wanted to mend things. Yeah, I would be pissed. I would be like, oh, after all these months, now you want to come knocking on my door. Now you want to tell me you still have feelings for me. I met someone else. I moved on. But the thing is, he told me yes, that he wanted to try again. And he just basically wanted to see what relationship would work out, ours or with her. And I asked him, I said, what's your plan? He said, if it works out with you, I'll be with you. I'll break up with her. And if it doesn't work out with you, then stay with her. And that's not fair to me or this other girl. So I walked. As hard as it was, I walked. I told him I'm no one's second option. I'm the first priority. I told him that being with him while he's dating someone else would destroy me mentally. And I told him that it kills me knowing he's with someone else and he's sleeping with this person. She's in the apartment I used to share with him. She's in the bed I used to sleep with him in. And that on its own is just like painful enough. Tack on all this other stuff and it's like, I don't know how you ever expected me to be okay with this. I would never ask that of him. I would never ask him to stick around while I tried to figure things out with him and while I dated a new guy. Nor would I expect him to stick around. I mean, in my mind, you don't do that to someone you love. You pick one. So, anyways, I was just feeling sad on my way back from hanging out with my friend today. I think I cried most of my feelings out on Friday. An ocean of tears. I really did cry an ocean of tears on Friday. I was like sobbing, bawling. It was, my mom came in the room and was like, are you okay? I was like, no. But I think for the most part, I got most of it out of my system. I guess now it's just the leftover debris, if you will. His birthday is this Saturday, so that's going to be a tough day. I'm just trying to stay busy, make plans, have things to look forward to. That helps a lot. As much as I would love to jump into another relationship right now and settle down with someone even more amazing and awesome than my ex, I can't. Right now I need to just do me, focus on me. And it's good for the most part. You know, I have my friends who have been nothing but supportive, and I appreciate that too, so much. in the process of this breakup, I did lose a best friend, but I did gain her back, thankfully. My best friend, who is actually the reason I met him, yeah, we stopped talking. That's a whole other story, but luckily we were able to talk again. I reached out to her finally, and I'm so happy I did, because I lost two really important people, two best friends, because my ex was my best friend. I really didn't realize that until after we broke up. So yeah, it was really tough to lose both of them, because they just kind of went hand in hand with each other. Like, you know, they used to work together, we used to all hang out together, and it sucked, but I mean, everything played out this way for a reason. I just have to deal with the pain now, and yeah, just let it pass through me.